Alright, so we've been seeing quite a bit of Bruno lately because if you play Master Mode Champion Stadium quite often, then you're going to be seeing this guy a lot. So I thought I'd do a little showcase with Bruno and Machamp and see what they can do. Because they are pretty tough in Champion Stadium, so why not see how they can perform as an actual Sync And they are pretty old, but their kit is pretty good because they have Karate Chop, a 1 gauge move, and if they were to have a grid in the future, Karate Chop would be much better because critical hits land more easily with Karate Chop, and same with Cross Chop, they both land easily with crits. Um, but the thing with Karate Chop is it's 1 move gauge. So with the grid, like this would cost 0 move gauge, and you could just spam it like crazy, and then you could get to your sync boost super fast as well, allowing you to buff your damage up very fast. And then the damage for Cross Chop would be much higher, and then the damage for Karate Chop would be insane too, because like it would cost 0 move gauge, so you could just spam it over and over and over again. And then with him having Critical Strike 2 on his passive, he has the potential to be pretty good as a physical fighting type. Now, of course, he's going to be contending with Lucario and Mega Gallade, but for a free character, is he free? I think you can get him in the summons. Yeah, I think you get him in the summons. So I guess he's semi-free because he's going to be super common in the summons. So a lot of free-to-play players will have him 5 out of 5 as well. But besides that, like he's still pretty solid. And hopefully he can get a grid in the future. But if they were to give him a grid, I don't think it would be anything like too insane. Just because like a lot of people would have him 5 out of 5, so they don't want to give everyone like an insane free-to-play sync pair right off the bat like that. But I mean, we got Xerneas, so there's no excuse there. So like they can give us a good grid for Bruno and Machamp because he is part of the Elite Four as well. But we can also get another Bruno in the future as like a good summonable sync pair at 5 stars that can go to 6 stars too. So that's a possibility. But he also has Ho-Ha. That's his training move, and he sharply raises his attack and special defense. So he is self-sufficient, which is great because he does increase his chance along with already having a high chance to crit on his Karate Chop and Cross Chop. And having Chris on his kit makes it even better. So he's very self-sufficient, which is great. And then again, he has Critical Strike 2 on his passive. So then for his Lucky Skill, you can add in another Critical Strike 2 to get more damage when he does crit, because like his moveset, like he has a high chance to crit. And then with getting Dire Hit, is basically a guaranteed crit. So having Critical Strike 2 on his passive is going to be good. So then if you want to put another Critical Strike on his Lucky Skill, then you can. And then get a total of Critical Strike 4, which is going to be very good. And we know how strong Palkia is with that Critical Strike 9 on his passive. So Bruno is like a mini Palkia in a way. So like if you want, I guess you could put maybe Vigilance on this guy so that you're protected. So you're protected against critical hits if you really want to go that way. Or you could just go for Power Flux as well to get a little bit more damage out of that. But I would probably say Critical Strike is your better option. But yeah, level 130 Bruno, 325 physical attack, and everything else is pretty mediocre. And he has 5 out of 5 because he's super easy to get. But yeah, so anyways, let's go into the battle. This is the team that I'm going to be running him with. And we are going to be going into part 2 for the full force battle on Champion Time with Leon's event. So we'll see how he can perform in part 2, and then we'll go up against part 1. So we'll do both stages and see how he can perform in the hardest stage, and then we can see how he can perform in the easier stage. So let's go into the battle. We have Torchic here for obvious reasons, so that we can get our physical attack all the way up. And then Swanna here for healing and for defense. I mean, defense isn't really going to matter because they are special attackers on the first wave or on the first lineup. So let's see what he can do. And the thing about this event is they do have a physical barrier. So for a short amount of time at the beginning of battle, our physical attack is going to be cut in half basically. So it's going to be annoying, but once the barrier goes away, then we can see how much damage he could possibly be doing. So we don't need to get that last crit over there just because Torchic is also giving us crit, so we don't need to go for that last one and waste a move. Now, Cross Chop is an 80% accuracy move, so it is a little bit annoying in that sense because you're going to be missing quite a bit. But if you have someone on the team that can support with given accuracy, then it's not going to be too much of an issue because then it's going to be 100% accuracy. And then you don't have to worry about it missing. But if you're worried about Machamp missing, then you could just go for Karate Chop and just spam it because it's a 1 gauge move. But then again, like, we have better fighting types in the game, so if you really want to use a fighting type striker, then you're better off using Lucario or Wally because they both can Mega Evolve. So their stats are going to be much higher, and they could also, they have a better move set, and they have a grid, so obviously they'll be much better. And we did run out of potions, so that kind of sucks, but that's okay. Like 1,200 damage, it's okay. Like, for what he is right now, like, it's like he's okay. Like, he's okay. Doing almost 1,500 damage with the barrier up, it's pretty solid. And he doesn't even have a grid to increase like the damage for Karate Chop or Cross Chop. So, like, honestly, I'm gonna give, like, from 1 to 10, I'm probably gonna rate this guy a 6 because the potential for this guy is definitely high. With the grid, like, he'll be much better because, again, with Cross Chop, you can increase the accuracy on the grid, so then it's going to be like almost 100% accuracy. And the Karate Chop being a 0 move gauge, if a grid came for this guy with move gauge refresh for Karate Chop, like, the potential for this guy is very high. But he just needs a grid to reach that potential. So hopefully in the future, they can give him a grid. So let's go to round 1 and see what he can do over there. So, like, just about reaching 1,500 damage with a reflect up on the enemy side. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid because then again, he does have Critical Strike too, and I don't have any cookies to give him another Critical Strike. Otherwise, I would have done so. But there's better Synchros to use your Lucky Cookies on as well. So, like, I mean, if you really want to use the Lucky Cookie on him to get Critical Strike 2 on his Lucky skill, then you can. But I wouldn't really recommend it because, like, there's better Synchros to use your cookies on, and since Battle Villa only comes once a month, you're literally better off just going and using your cookies on better Synchros, honestly. But still, like, Machamp is a lot of fun to use. Getting to your sync moves super fast is a lot of fun with Karate Chop, and we can see what Karate Chop can do over here as well. So we are, like, basically at full move gauge, and then with Swan increasing our speed, like, we're just gonna be flying through, which is gonna be awesome. Like, Swan is just an amazing support, and her getting 6-star awakening is just awesome, and it just makes her a lot better, of course. So Karate Chop, 100% accuracy, and then we're just gonna be able to spam Karate Chop. Like, even with it being at 1 move gauge, like, we just recover that super quick, especially when you have speed on the team increased by Swanna or anyone else. Like, you're just always going to have that 1 move gauge. So you can just spam it regardless with move gauge refresh or without move gauge refresh, which is awesome. So 200 with a crit, which is, I mean, it's bad. It is bad. But the point is, like, he could spam it, so you can get to your sync move super quick. So with the barrier up with our second sync move, I think this is 3,300 damage. Not bad. That's actually not bad. So, like, if this guy were to come with the grid, the amount of damage you can do would be pretty high, just because you're going to be able to sync move very fast, and you're going to get it quite often. So you could honestly sync nuke with this guy. So, like, you could support, or you could sync move with Swanna first, or any other support sync bear, get the 100% increase, and then just start sync moving with Machamp, and getting your buffs from there as well. But obviously you're better off using 6 stars or using other sync pairs, of course, because again, he's not the best sync pair. He's far from being the best, but for what he is right now, he's okay. Look at that, 1,800 damage, and then we're off to our third sync move. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad. And then without the barrier, and now he's sitting at 4,300 damage. Like, this guy has the potential. I'm telling you. He has the potential to be super good. And he's an Elite 4 member, so it would be awesome if he got a grid in the future. And like, I wasn't even expecting to get to the final boss Pokemon in this event, or in this full force battle, but I mean, I guess we're not gonna get there, but yeah, definitely not. 1,100 damage on Machamp, like, with a crit. Yeah, we're not surviving that. No one in the game has 1000 health. Like, it's insane. But still, like, we did quite good on part 1 with Machamp, and that just shows, like, if we were to have a grid, we would easily be able to just steamroll part 1 and get through a decent chunk of part 2 as well. But yeah, Machamp is a very cool Pokemon. The sync pair in total, like Bruno and Machamp, like, they're awesome. I love the design, like their moveset, their passives and everything, like, they're cool. And Machamp is also another Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. Wait, can he Mega Evolve? No, I'm thinking of Dynamaxing. Machamp Mega Evolving. I mean, when Dynamaxing does come in for the 2-year anniversary, he probably can't get his Dynamax form, but we'll have to see. But yeah, Machamp, Bruno, very cool pair. They're very self-sufficient, but the only thing that they're lacking is a grid. If they were to have a grid, they'd be much, much better. And this is them at 4 stars, so like if you get them to 5 stars, 20 and a 20, they're going to be much better, because then you're going to be like around 360 physical attack, almost 380, I would say. So like he has the potential to be pretty good, but he's just missing a grid, and that's what he needs in order to be good. But then again, he's going to be competing with Lucario and Mega Gallade, and they both can Mega Evolve. So like he, again, like when, like, or if he ever gets a grid, he's going to be contending with those two, and he's still going to get outshined, but at least you have another option as for a physical or for a fighting striker. And if you like Machamp, at least that's something that they can give for you Machamp fans. But yeah, like, Machamp is so cool. Like, look at him. He's such an awesome looking Pokemon. I love the design. One of my favorite Kanto Pokemon. And a lot of fond memories with them as well. But yeah, that's going to be Bruno and Machamp. No grid, so can't really show that off. And again, they have Critical Strike 2 on their passive, and you can put Critical Strike 2 on the Lucky Skill 2 for more damage. And this is them at 4 stars, so don't forget, they could do much better damage. But let me know what you guys think of Bruno and Machamp. Very cool sync pair. Very much like them a lot. The potential for them is very high, but again, they just need to have their grid, and I'm saying that all the time, but it's so true. They have the potential big time. But let me know what you guys think of Bruno Machamp. I thought I'd show them off because we've been seeing a lot of them through Master Mode, Champion Stadium, so why not let them shine in terms of playability as well with their sync pair. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.